Welcome everyone to What is Average. As we look at today's agenda, we'll start off with entrance slip. For entrance slip, I would like you to take out your math journal and answer the questions. Can you define average, mean? Are they the same thing? And if you can give an example. If you're not sure, I would like you to take a look at the sentence or comment. In 2011-2012, public four-year colleges charge on average of $8,244 in tuition and fees for in-state students. What does this mean to you? And what does average mean in this sentence? Please give me your opinions. Now let's review for what we will be looking forward to for the rest of the lesson. Okay, so for your reviews, we're gonna review our mean, median, and mode. And first, you saw your numbers that were given earlier, or you saw earlier. And what was the first thing that we asked you to do? So the first thing that we did when we calculated mean, median, and mode before was put the numbers in ascending order. So from smallest to biggest. As we write them down, you want to cross out the numbers so that you don't write the number twice. So there you have it. Your numbers in ascending order. I'm boxing it so you guys don't forget which one's information to look at. So now let's calculate the mean. And we all know how to calculate the mean, or we should know. And so we add all these numbers in our box, right? And then what do we divide it over? What goes in my denominator? Okay. So our denominator will be the numbers that we have, the total numbers that we have, which is actually 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so we divide it, and 10 becomes our denominator. So then you add those and you divide them by 10, and your mean is actually 26.9. So there you have it. Your mean is 26.9. So let's now move on to our median. Let's calculate our median. So to calculate the median, what do we need? We need to have the numbers in order, which we already do, and look at the middle number. The problem with this set is that we have 10, and so there's no such thing as a middle number, so we have to calculate it. So in this case, we take the two numbers in the middle. In this case, they are the same number, 22, and we add them, and we divide them by 2, which is actually 44 over 2, which equals 22. So our median is 22. And what is our mode? The repeated number. Okay, and the only repeated number that shows up is 22. So now take a look at the mean, median, and mode. So our mean was 26.9 and our median was 22 and our mode was 22. Can you tell me a relationship that you can see or anything that strikes you? Before we move on, let's write down words that we have seen and that are going to be relevant during the lesson, or today's lesson. So first, let's write down, mean, which we have seen an example for, median, and mode. And I recently just said data set. Haven't really clarified, but we will call data set a collection of data. In this case, our data is going to be numbers. And we'll further discuss this. Before we begin, how many of you would like to make your own school rules? I know I would. With this lesson, I'm going to start off with telling you that I intend to choose to work with a college or work along with a college where I'm in charge of what majors would be provided. If I was going to be in charge of that, how would I get people to attend my college? Or how would I choose what majors I want to be offered at my school? Any ideas? As you write down your ideas, I looked up the average starting salaries for new college graduates. This is important for me as I look up for majors that I want to have available at the college that I will be working at. This is incredibly important because what I want is to give you guys an estimate of how much you guys will be earning by the time you guys graduate school, which is really interesting to me because I want all of you to come to my school and have a completely successful and lots of money, after you guys graduate. So this is something that we will be analyzing for the rest of the class and you will use later as a model. Because I am interested in the different majors and salaries, because once I want you to attend, I want you to earn as much money or have an estimate as of how much money you will be earning once you graduate. So because I want to find the mean and the median and its relationship to finding the average. I want to put in an Excel sheet so it can make it easier for us to work with. You will also be using your laptop or the laptops offered to make this arrangements when you work on with your group. So first of all, I copied and pasted the internet page onto the Excel sheet. And so what we want to do first, what we usually do when we're working with this data set or any type of data set, is try to get it in order, just like we did for the numbers in the example. We will do the same for this. So what's cool about the Excel sheet is that it cuts a lot of the work into half or even less. So first we have to sort them, and it'll be a custom sort. And so you can see that this way we have the ascending order, starting with the lowest paying major or salary, starting salary, and to the highest salary, which is 64,000. Now that we have put them in ascending order, let's find the mean for this group of numbers. So we can easily do this by adding the sum and then dividing by the numbers, by the number of majors that you have. And then we divide this by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 19. So then our mean is $49,029.21. So then our median should be pretty simple to find, since we have 17 numbers, which means we can count 9 from the top, and so the 10th number will be our median, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So our median would be 49,829. And let's copy that down here. Okay. Let's turn this one to okay. And now we have seen that the mean and the median are pretty close. So what about if we graph them? Now, to graph the data, let's have another chart made so we don't mess with these numbers. So first highlight them. You all know how to copy and paste, hopefully. If not, I can come by once you start working on it. And let's paste just the numbers or the values. Right next to the values, I will also copy and paste the mean. And right next to the mean, I will copy also the median. Now to graph is also very simple. So all you will need is to highlight our numbers, our data, and then go into insert, and let's choose a column and see how that looks. Okay. So if you want to see what they mean by the series, well, we know that series 1 are the salaries. Remainder. And then series 2 is the when we had the the mean, and our series 3 would be the median. And here you go, you can see how the mean and the median can be related. Now let's look at what would happen if, let's pretend that a computer engineer made, I don't know, give me a big number or a small number. Let's play around. Okay, so let's say that a computer engineer, once he graduated, he made 100,000. What would happen to our graph? Now I have altered some of the salaries, and I have made different column down here, and because I altered the numbers, I got a different mean and a different median. And so here's what I get as I graph it. Can you spot a difference in having such big numbers that affect the data versus when they were all pretty close in similarity? Here I put them next or close to each other so that you can see the difference. And you can easily see the difference between the mean and the median. You know, you can see the big difference. So now I want you to grab out your math journal and write more in depth as to what you have seen in the graphs. I don't need a specific calculations. I just need you to write down what you're seeing and what happens to the mean and the median as the numbers are getting bigger or smaller, or as I altered the data. As you continue to write in your math journal, I encourage you to write words that are difficult for you to remember, or words that you don't actually know the meaning to, as I will be walking around and checking your math journals to see if you guys are actually writing. One thing I want you to really consider is taking into consideration mean and median. Towards the end of the class, I will help you realize how average is used and how it can be misused. So now let's get into groups of 2 or 3, and you guys will be demonstrating that you guys understand this by using my model as a way to come up with a group presentation. So as you get into your groups, I will need you guys to decide what data set you will be using. You can either use something similar to this, like salaries and other wages. Averages are used in sports. So how would you check median and mean? So that would be a good one. And you can choose any sport you would like, whichever you're most interested in. Or I can also have a data of the grades. Not for this class in particular, but for other classes or my past classes. I will also hand out laptops to each group so that you guys can look up for more examples, or clarifications if needed, or as I walk around, you can also ask me for help to work around the Excel, or you can also look that up on the internet.